There it is. There it is. It says it's previewing, but we all know it's actually working. So, how are you all? Hope you're all doing marvelously well. Look at that. What am I? So, Anita's here. Hello. Hello, Alexander. Hello, Devon. Hello, Gautier. Tom. Sean. Clint. Peter. Wyatt. Fantastic. Ron. One site where someone would do a site properly of EQ'd parts. For example, thumping kick sound should sound like this. EQ frequencies like that, electric bass and their frequencies. Yeah, we tried to do that. I suppose. Thank you. Oh, God, yeah, you're not a member yet? I thought you were. Adam, Cohen, and as Sean says, please like and share. That's great. Hello, Tom. Hello, Sir Egbert. George. How all you are? Necrodogs. Ben. David. Hey, David. Great to see you here. Samuel. Agnar, Rav, Leon, Dustin, Jessen. Wow, what a great bunch of guys and girls. Look, I've got my Yamaha guitar here. I'm going to strum a C chord. Is it in tune? Kind of. I'm going to see the rather wonderful Tim Pierce today. We're going to do some recording with an artist called Kylie Hughes, who has an absolutely incredible voice. So, is in the mix here. Hey, we were just talking about you. So in the mix, Michael and I are going to put out a series of videos very shortly. I don't know if he's got all the gear yet, but I think they should be on his way. Hello, John in Basingstoke. You know, I went to Basingstoke Tech. And I lived in Basingstoke. I left home at 16 and went to Basingstoke Tech. My parents moved to Cornwall. I couldn't tell ya sucketh on guitareth. Hello in Wolverhampton. So it's going to be a lot of fun, the one that Michael and I are doing. And it's also going to be, you're going to be able to download the multi-tracks as we go, and you're going to be able to add your own stuff, produce it, engineer it, do whatever you like. It's going to be very, very exciting. I am very excited. Okay, so what do we have? We're back. Oh, right, so Cali and Sonarworks are all set up. So you just need, you pretty much just need the Lewitt mics. Okay, we'll get on that. So, and then whatever else, but I think those were the three main ones. So, God bless it. We've got the song Me in the City, and the song, that's the name of the band, and the song is called the Owl Song. I think a lot of people entered the Lewitt Mixed Challenge Country Tea. I know there was a lot of people inside the Academy talking about it, so I'm not, are you in the Academy? I can't remember your real name. No, the Focals are going back up. We just we put the Genelecs up because we were doing the shoot out on another video. And, so, you know, oh, you know my channel from In the Mix. That's great. Thank you. That's nice to see. Hello, Marty in New Zealand. So, thank you ever so much, Dante. Okay, so let's go to the screen. I'm up here. Hello! I'm going to send lovely young Eric out to get me a cup of PG Tips. We're going to get settled in. Oh, and as Sean keeps saying, please hit that like button. And if you can, go when you watch our videos, just hit the like button. It's really nice when people like it. And of course, always leave a comment, because you'll notice that eventually I will go back and answer everybody's comment. All right. So what do we have? We have a song which is, I really like this song. We did some great work with the drums, and we used the Sheps channel quite a lot. Let's have a listen. Let's see where we left it off. I know there was a lot more work to do, but let's check it out.
though my mind has slipped away from me, promise you'll be by my side and we'll only fools and lovers go too high. Promise you won't let me go alone.
Okay, I really like it. Obviously, all we've done is work on the drums. I'm not hearing quite the thump on the kick that I want. It does actually have the 4 dB here, which is fantastic, but I'm also going to give it a little extra. Here, there is no boost, set to 66. Let's just bring it up. Let's try hear what a dB does. So it's a dB at 60 hertz on the Omni channel. It's really up to you, Ron. I liked hearing the bottom snare on this quite a lot, but it's really up to you how you want to have it. Okay, so that's a little bit more. I put like an extra dB or so of thump on the using the Omni channel. So let's go to the bass. Now, as you can see, the bass is only a DI. That's all it is, just one live performance. Oh, the vocals are down there. We were doing a shootout, so we changed them up. But don't worry, the vocals are coming back. So. Yeah, that's how I like the kick to sound. So it really depends on the song, Adam. Now, the thing about Alexander that I like about the Omni channel is it really only uses CPU when it's in use. So you're going to see an Andrew Shep's video. We did one with Andrew. He came in a few weeks ago, well, just before NAMM, like 2-3 weeks ago, and we did like a little video on it here, and he explained how he used it. So I think you're going to have a lot of fun with that. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the bass DI and I'm going to duplicate it. And then we are going to do my usual trick. So first of all, let's bus them together, these two elements. So now both of these are going to come to 15. So let's create 15. As you notice, so far we've not set up any kind of master bus. We haven't done any compression or EQ. We're not reverse mixing, you know. So we call this bass sub. You can call it bass sub. You can call it bass auxiliary. You can call it bass, whatever you like. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bring an EQ on one of these two elements of the bass. So we'll grab something, again, we'll grab something super straightforward. I'm going to use an REQ. You could use a stock one, but I'm just going to use an REQ. And I'm going to wipe off everything above about 200-ish. I'm actually going to wipe off the other high pass it at about 40 or so. Great. Now I'm going to copy this down and I'm going to do the reverse. So I'm going to make this 221. Now, you'll see a couple of things. It's quite a dynamic bass part. Like that first chorus intro there is super, super dynamic. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the most generic thing I can think of, which in Pro Tools would be the BF76, which is the stock 1176 plugin that comes with it. So let's have a quick listen. So this is really dynamic at the front. So it's just tapping these sort of softer notes, but more aggressive on the others. And I'm actually going to copy this down to the other part here. Okay, now let's blend the two together and see what we have. And I'm just for schnitz and schniggles, I'm going to take the amp emulation one, which is what I'm using for the higher mids, and I'm actually going to put a Sans amp on it. So don't hold this against me, but I'm just going to grab, again, another free comes with Pro Tools thing. That's pretty balanced. Okay. Now let's grab another EQ, and I'm going to and this came up as a great discussion inside of the Academy. People were asking about like go-to favorite plugins, and a lot of us, you know, myself included, obviously love RBass and RV2. So what I'm doing here is I'm going to shape going into the RBass. So I'm going to go to about 60 and high pass it. Then I'm going to grab the RBass. Now remember, this is the bus of everything coming together, all of the elements of the bass guitar. Now I'm going to go and grab the RBass here. Now, by shaping going into it, I'm controlling that low end. So otherwise, if I didn't do that, I'd be boosting 80 and everything about it. Watch over here and you'll see it bypassed and unbypassed, and you'll see how much of a huge difference it makes. I mean, that's a monster difference. Now let's put the drums in. Yeah, so the EQ before the RBass sort of controls the super, super floppy low end. Because if I don't EQ it going into it, what I find it does is it pulls up 60, 40, and 20. And it's much more difficult to control it afterwards because you have, you know, I want this to be nice. Yeah, like Ben's saying, will boost 80 and everything below. So he's pointing that out. So just controlling it going in gives us a nice, it's defaulting to 80, Scott. Great. I'm not going to do any more to it yet. Now, the MV2, as you know, is a favorite of mine. Aha, got my PG. Got my PG tips. Excellent. Okay. I might be all the way over here in the United States of America, but I've still got my PG. Let's throw in some acoustic. Oh, so I was about to finish up by saying, it was like, we could use the MV2. I just don't see a need for it yet. We're moving through. We're moving fast. You're getting to hear everything. So let's throw in the acoustic. Gautier, not so much, but I wanted to show my appreciation for all and you and your crew do here. I used a few other techniques and have hip to some great products for your channel. Thanks very much. Thanks, Gautier. That's really, really, yes. So Scott, yes, that's really kind of you, Gautier. Yes, Scott, I'm defaulting to 60 and cutting on 60 on the way in. So even though it's going to boost below 80, it's more controlled. Yes, Christian, the song is in the Academy. The Owl song is in the Academy. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply a little bit. As you can see, it's pretty compressed on the way in. It's very, very even. I'm going to put a little bit of EQ on them individually. Again, you know, we could use an Avid EQ. We don't need to use even the stock kind of basic waves one, which I love, as you know, the REQ. Let's go to the Avid one. Let's show that you don't always have to throw money at problems. So I'm actually just going to use the one band, and I'm going to high pass. I'm going to high pass a little bit more gently. So here, 6 dB per octave, and I'm going to high pass at about 100 and a bit, say 120 on both those acoustics. So now you'll hear the kick and the bass guitar come to life. Bypass them. Put them back in. I don't pan the bass unless I'm going for some kind of special effect thing, Zach. So once more, off. I didn't watch the Grammys. I was out working at a studio. I was working on Sunday. Low frequencies, Lisa, are so huge. These massive themes, like, you know, frequencies that you can barely tell direction. Now let's bust those two together. So we're going to create an acoustic guitar, bass, sub. I'm calling it everything for Schnitz and Sniggles, auxiliary. You know, because everybody always asks me what's the difference, so I'm calling it the bass sub auxiliary. You know what I mean? It's all exactly the same thing. Okay, and we're going to do a couple of fun things. So I'm going to, we'll put a gentle compression on it again. I want it to sparkle a bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reach for the IK Multimedia 1176. We're big fans of these. It adds a little pizzazz. Instantly sounds a little crunchier, has that sort of feel, that thing we love about 1176s. So let's have a listen. Okay, I like this, but there's a little bit of low mid. I want to cut. I'm going to do a bit more cutting before I do some boosting. So we'll go and grab an Avid EQ. There's the Focusrite ones that come free with it as well. But let's just grab a 7-band here. I don't mind doing a little bit more high passing. We can bring that up to about 100 just to kind of make sure there's no like stuff that's crept through. Let's go to about 300-ish and cut a little bit here. And then let's go to let's do a wide Q like this and just boost some highs. Let's have a listen to that, see what that does. Hi, Matt. Okay, I like that. It's not excessively bright. Thanks, Sam Butterworth. No, we're not going to subscribe to PewDie, whatever it is. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create another sub, and we're going to put a little bit of verb on the acoustics, just a bit. It's a little too dry. I just want to make it feel like it's sitting in a room a bit. So let's take the next stereo bus that's available, which is 1920, and we'll call this ACC for acoustic verb. Now, again, I don't really need anything too exotic, so I'll just go for good old-fashioned D-verb comes free with Pro Tools. And let's go to a small reverb of less than a second. So small room. There you go. I don't know, just under say about 3/4 of a second. Okay. And that's going to send from the bus. But what's interesting about it is I'm going to pan it opposite. So instead of the left going to the left, it's the right's going to go to the right and the left's going to go to the left, if you understand what I mean. In fact, what we have to do is correct my mistake. It needs to be multi-mono. So I just changed it. So it needs to be multi-mono. So now the left will pan, well, singular. You can definitely subscribe to PewDiePie if you want. I don't want to stop you. Okay, so do you understand what's going on? So my acoustic guitar is panning. The right-hand guitar is panning to the reverb on the left, and the left-hand guitar is panning to the reverb on the right. So let's have a listen to that, see what we got. So see what's going on? Have a listen to the acoustic guitar on the left. And you'll hear the reverb on the right, and vice versa. Yes, Blue Way Dave. So what it is it's multi-mono. This is really, really important, because if it's not multi-mono, it won't treat it as such. What do I mean by that? What I mean is, like, imagine you're standing in a large room and you go over to the left-hand side and do this. The reverb is going to be on the left-hand side, but it's also going to be in the whole room. Does that make sense? Now, if a multi-mono situation, it only goes to the side you pan it to. So it's like having two mono ones. So I can pan my guitar to one side and my reverb to the other. If you don't do multi-mono, yes, like Toby is pointing out here, if you don't do multi-mono, what will end up happening is you just pan it in and it comes out pretty much evenly in the middle. We're trying to create width by having a guitar on one side and its verb on the other. Thanks ever so much, Bert. I appreciate it. You just bought us a coffee. All donations and any burning questions, we do accept. If somebody has a really important question they want to ask, we're very bribable. You can give us some money and we'll answer the question. Don't worry, it means we can go out and buy lunch. I think so far we've made $12, so that goes towards our lunch fund today. I'm actually going to buy. We'll buy Tim his lunch as well. Get him a sandwich. So this will be rather good. You can pan the sends, John. That's not the point. What I mean is, like, you can pan the sends so it goes to one side. However, a stereo reverb will hear it it will reproduce it in a stereo function, left and right. The multi-mono allows you to pan to one side and then hear it just come out that one side. So that's what's important. Okay, so now we're throwing in, you know what? Not that Les Paul yet. Let's have a listen to the piano. It's a little dull, isn't it? So let's grab an EQ. We'll grab an Avid one. And when I say Avid one, basically a stock one. So this is a stock EQ. I'm going to roll off about 100-ish, don't need it. I'm also going to go in about 350. So actually a little bit lower, like 200, and kind of duck a little bit around about 285 here. Let's make it a little wider. Okay. And I'm just going to go in a nice wide boost at the top here, just to brighten it up. Let's have a listen. Before and after. Here's the before. It's a little pretty. It's a little pretty. I think we're going to grab our good friends. In fact, they're not good friends not because they're not amazing, but we barely know them. We met them for the first time at this NAMM, Decapitator. I've been using sound toys and talking about it since the very beginning. We love that stuff. So any perspective and choice, Gautier, on piano? This one was stock in Pro Tools. It's called, let me have a look. It's super stock. It is, it's an expand piano. It's the expand pianos. That's why it's so. Thank you very much, Jose. I really appreciate it. You're going towards our by Warren, Eric, Tim Pierce, and Kylie Hughes lunch. You're getting very close now. Thank you. The before and after is pretty remarkable. Now I brightened it up a little bit and I distorted it. Here's before. Here's after. Panning the piano, it really depends, Gautier. I mean, in this instance, I don't need it to be super wide. We're not going for like some crazy kind of like EDM track here. We're not trying to create massive width. It's trying to be fairly natural. So I like what's going on there. Decapitator just really is a wonderful plugin. I mean, I know so many of us use it. I use SansAmp. I use the Lo-Fi. It's pretty tasty. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the same trick. So I'm going to do it very slowly and explain it. So we're taking out 2122. 2122 is coming from Pro Tools, from the track, from the piano print, okay? I'm then making it 2122 on this piano reverb. And remember, we're very bribable if you have questions, because it will get us our lunch. Okay, so piano reverb. And I'm now going to grab... the thing is, the Valhalla I love, but I'm going to save that for the vocal. Okay, so I'm going to grab the deverb again, and I'm going to go, I don't know, we'll go for a medium room, 1 second. Right, so what I just did there was totally wrong. What I should have done is grab it from multi-mono. So what that means is I am sending left to the left, right to the right. But I'm going to then return it. I'm actually going to pan it opposite on the returns. This is exactly what I did on the acoustic. You could obviously pan the sends or pan the returns. I'm panning the returns. It's easier to see, quick and easy to do. So now have a listen. As Jose says, it's hard not to overdo it because, yes, it is rather wonderful, the wonderful world of saturation, and we do love putting it on. Okay, so I'm just going to make a group for my acoustic guitars. Okay, and I'm going to put them with the piano. Bringing the reverb down doesn't be quite so loud. Nice, Bert. Okay, so I like what's going on. Now, the electrics are pretty compressed, and they're pretty much what I want to hear. So let's have a listen. Okay, so I'm digging it. I think that we're going to have some fun with these electrics now. So let's listen to this Les Paul here. I didn't print, but Ron, but yes, I'm using a D-verb. And then there is this verse one. So, in particular, I want that to be dreamy. That was the idea of that part. So let's go and just create, actually, just a mono. Oh, yes, we're going to do a giveaway. I've already gone 5 minutes past the giveaway. So, and remember, we do 3 giveaways, and the last giveaway will be a full year's membership to the Produce Like a Pro Academy. And if you're already a member, which many of you are, you'll get a year extension, or you can choose any course you like because we have tons of them. Okay, so I'm going to call this, we have tons and tons of courses. So I'm going to call this Electric Guitar FX. And I'm just going to send from here. Now, I'm going to do a couple of really generic, obvious things. And one of those, quite frankly, is I'm just going to high pass on both the electrics, but just on this electric quickly. And again, we'll go for a free one. Comes a stock plugin. We're going to go to around about 150. We don't need anything there. And let's select some stuff. So why don't we do a couple of things? We can have some fun with this. So what we could do is we could get a delay. And let's go for the Echo Boy. We're all big fans. Back to Sound Toys. Everybody's being featured. IK Multimedia, you name it. Waves, everybody. This is and of course the free plugins. So now if I hit the MIDI button here, for those of you who have the Sound Toys, it will immediately sync to 90 BPM, which is the tempo of the song. So that button there's the MIDI button. I immediately set this mix control to 100%. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go, I have a dual echo, not a ping pong, but a dual echo. And I'll make 1 1/16 and 1 1/8. I'm going to crank the feedback a bit. And now I'm going to go and create like an echoplex, like a more trashy tape sound. And let's have a listen. Let's take here, click on with option, and we'll go to 0. I really, really like that. As Sean is pointing out, let's do a giveaway. So there's a couple of things I want to do to this, but let's do a giveaway. So this is for David Gnozzi's course at Pro Mix Academy. He has a channel called MixbusTV. So please check out his channel. But most importantly, you can win his course. It's still on sale at the moment for 37 whopping bucks. So what I would say is check it out. If you don't win the course, you can buy it. It's pretty freaking awesome. Matt or Eric, one of these guys, will put up a link to the course. So my question is what delays do you like? What's your favorite delay plugin? Echo Boy is one of my favorites. I love H delay. I love the Mac DSP EC300. But I will be honest, I find myself leaning on Echo Boy quite a lot. I met up with Echo Boy. They also won a tech award. Congratulations, Echo Boy. And it was really nice meeting up with them. And I said to them, I've been pushing their products for years and I don't get anything for free, you know. And so that's a good indictment, you know, of how good their stuff is. So what do you use? So check out his mixing course there. It's only 37 bucks for the rest of the day. Super cheap, amazing course. So use Echo Boy, Waves H delay, Echo Boy. So all you have to do is tell me what delay you have. And if you've never used a delay, you can say, I've never used one. Echo Boy, people love Echo Boy. Echo Boy, H delay, Echo Boy, Fruity delay, IK Space, Echo. Oh, I've got to try that out in a minute. Echo in Ableton, Stock Studio One, NI delay, Pro Tools Stock, H delay, Waves J37 tape, Repeater Valhalla, Echo Boy, Stock Cubase, Echo Boy, Bionic Super Delay, Mac DSP, the 300. It's a great one. It's really good. Stock Pro Tools, Unfiltered Audio Sandman Pro, IK Multimedia, H delay, Soft Tube Tune Delay, Stock Logic, lots of Stock Pro Tools ones. More Echo Boy. Wow, people love their Echo Boy. So what I'm going to do is I've wiped off some low end that I don't like on these electrics. But on this particular electric, there's just a little bit of a high frequency schnizzle that I don't like. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a stock de-esser. I'm just going to grab a de-esser and use it just to tame that high end. I'm really digging this. So what I want to do now, believe it or not, is I want to take these two outputs and bust them to one. So I'm now going to take the output of the dry electric and the output of the delayed electric and create a bus of the two together. You're going to think I'm crazy, but that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to call it electric bus. I could call it sub, we could call it auxiliary, we could call it whatever you like. And the reason why I want to do that is I want to just kind of like tame them together and control them together. So I'm going to do a couple of things. This is probably a little crazy and a little much, but this is very console methodology. This is what I would do on a console. I'd come in and I'd grab something maybe a little more vibey, a little bit more interesting. So why don't we just see what we've got in the way of EQs? We could go like maybe get like an SSL EQ. Let's do that. You know what? Let's go for the Brainworks. Is this the latest Brainworks? I believe it is. Correct me if I'm wrong. So now I'm going to EQ them together. Now, I just love the way SSL compressions work. And I really am a big fan of this BX console here. It's really good. Oh yes, it's the last day, as Sean says, of the course at only $37. So please check it out. Okay, so what did I do? I compressed it quite heavily. I did a very SSL thing. I went up to 100 high passed. I went to 7K and low passed. So now I've wiped off some excessive top and bottom. I did a little boost at 4.5K, like a little 0.6. I did some cut at 2K, and I did some boost about 230, 200-ish. And that basically toughened up my low end, but just made it thick. So it's, but not in the way of the bass guitar. And let's have a listen now with all the other instruments. So now my echo bar, I'm actually doing some high cut here. I'm very, very tempted to put this electric guitar into the same bus. So I'm going to put it into the bus, but not using the delay. So it's going in that same bus now. So this is the intro one. Have a listen. Thanks, Vin. Thanks, everybody. Okay, so it's really coming together nicely. This is a great one. If you're in the Academy and you haven't mixed this song yet, then definitely mix it. And if you're not in the Academy, stick around to the end. We're going to do a giveaway. There's a great question being asked about what everybody's monitoring on. I think I'm going to ask that one in a minute. Don't tell me yet, but I think we'll use that as our next chance to win the course. I think that would be really, really cool. But it was really, really good. So it's a really great question. So next thing I'm going to do is work on the vocal. And
even when I'm holding late, and though my mind has slipped away from me, promise you'll be by my side and we'll.
There's interesting. This is how we hear things differently. There's two comments on the on the snare, or 3 or 4 comments, which are all completely different ways of hearing. One, it thinks it's too small and clicky. The other one thinks it sounds too big, and those within 2 comments of each other. So that's interesting how everybody hears differently. And this is why music, there is no one way to mix, and you bring your own personality and you bring your own thing to it.
Even when I'm cold.
Now, the first thing I'm going to do here is just grab a de-esser before I do anything else. It's only because if I start boosting high-end EQ, I need it to be controlled before I start doing that. And initially, we'll just go for a stock de-esser that comes with and this is not anything fancy, just one that comes with your DAW, which in this instance, of course, is Avid's own one.
Even when I'm cold and gray, and all my mind has slipped away from me, promise you'll be.
There is like the only time it really came in.
Promise you'll be.
Okay, so the next thing I want to do, and I'm a big fan of this, is I'm going to put a bit of EQ into compression. I like the RVox, and I'll usually would use that next in line, but in this instance, I'm not. In this instance, I've decided, because I want to prove that there is no one way for anything. There is no expert here, which is all about making great music and making something that sounds good. I'm just going to grab, why don't we grab just an REQ. I'm going to grab an REQ, and I'm just going to grab a 2-band. So what I'm going to do first of all is take some of the low end and low, like at 100 off, and I'm going to grab, see it's got to 8, and I'm just going to bring that down to about 7-ish. And that's it. Just a little tiny bit of air, like a couple of dB on the top and some high pass. Let's have a listen now.
Promise you'll be by my side, and all my mind has slipped away.
Now, as you can tell, it's super dynamic. He's like, oh, my mind has slipped away. You know what I mean? He's very like in and out of the track. So now I'm going to grab, yes, the one I was just talking about, the RVox. I'm a big RVox fan. Always liked it ever since I saw Michael Brower use it on an album he was mixing for me.
And all my mind has slipped away from me. Promise you'll be by my side, and all my mind has slipped away from me. Promise you'll be by my side, and even when I'm cold and gray, and all my mind has slipped away from me. Promise you'll be by my side, and go off in the dark unknown, where only fools and lovers go to hide. Promise you won't let me go alone.
Now, I like it. I like what it's doing. I'm not going to set up an auxiliary this time. I'm going to work differently. You'll notice every single time we do this, we work in a completely different way. And it's just to prove that really it's all about just using the plugins and the stuff you have. There's no reason for you, to adopt one particular method. You just need to learn lots of different ways of making this work and then applying the best thing for the job. I'm trying to keep this as simplistic as possible. So for me, I think the next thing I would do, honestly, is probably do some automation, or in this instance, do something that's really quick and easy, just to prove it's possible. And that is, I'm going to use the vocal rider. So the vocal rider, we're going to set just so it brings up some of those. Oh, as Sean Waite says, that's very important. Please hit that like button. I really appreciate it. If you could hit the like, that would be amazing. If you can share it. I always forget to say that, or I say it too much. Let's see if I can get a balance. So yes, please hit that like button. That would be absolutely stupendous. We have 350 people watching, and we have 186 likes. So can we get that up to 350 likes? Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the fast selection here, just to make sure that it's doing what it does. And then I'm going to set the target so it's going to grab all of the quiet stuff. So, for instance, this phrase here, the end here.
and all my mind has slipped away from me, and all my mind has slipped away from me, and all my mind has slipped away from me, and all my mind has slipped away from me, and all my mind has slipped away from me.
So that's much better.
And all my mind has slipped away from me, and all my mind has slipped away from me, and all my mind has slipped away from me, and all my mind has slipped away from me, and all my mind has slipped away from me, and all my mind has slipped away from me.
Absolutely, Peter. If you don't like the sound of the Arvox and you don't want to hear it working like I do, then that's the way to do it. I like hearing the sound of the Arvox. I like what it does. Compression isn't always about just doing stuff like this. We choose compressors because of their tonality, and it's what makes a really good mix. If you want something that sounds thick and whatever, has some pizzazz to it, you're going to choose plugins that have tonality. Otherwise, I suggest you just kind of like draw everything in. I like the sound of certain plugins. Typically, the Arvox, like I was saying, I learned it from watching Brower, is something you put on early. But if you don't want, because all that will happen is if you, well, it doesn't matter. It's not worth discussing. I mean, the reality is it's a sound that you may or may not like. I like it.
Even when I'm holding great, and all my mind has slipped away from me, promise you'll be by my side, and we'll go off in the dark unknown, where only fools and lovers go to hide. Promise you.
I don't have a preset. I just kind of use it like that. So what I would do now is probably grab something a little bit more generic and put it afterwards. So what I'd probably do is grab like the R comp and just put that on the end just as a tap it.
Even when I'm holding great, and all my mind has slipped away from me, promise you'll be by my side, and we'll, even when I'm holding great, and all my mind has slipped away from me, promise you'll be by my side, and we'll, even when I'm holding great, and all my mind has slipped away from me, promise you'll be by my side, and we'll, even when I'm holding great, and all my mind has slipped away from me.
Cool. I mean, it's definitely adding a little bit of a sheen. You hear that? And it's taking away a little bit of the bite on the top end. So I'm going to mute it for a second. I like what it's doing. It's keeping it even, but I'm going to, again, see, we're going to choose the compressor based on sonics and what it does. So what I might do is actually grab like the E channel Brainworks here and put it on.
Even when I'm holding great, and all my mind has slipped away from me, promise you'll be by my side, and we'll, even when I'm holding great, and all my mind has slipped away from me, promise you'll be by my side, and we'll, even when I'm and all my mind has slipped away from me. Promise you'll be by my side, and we'll even when I'm old and gray, and all my mind has slipped away from me. Promise you'll be by my side, and we'll
Let's keep going.
Where only fools and lovers go to hide. Promise you won't let me go alone.
Okay. I like that. I mean, I like anything SSL-ish for vocals. I've always liked it. I've always liked it. You know, I think that they're really fantastic. And I like the Brainworks one. I do. I really do. I think it's pretty fantastic. Okay, so there's lots of really good choices of stuff out there. You know, like I said, we're not paying any attention to any one company here. So I like what's going on there. Let's we've got an Echoplex that I printed. So for those of you in the academy, you can download.
Even when I'm old and gray, and all my mind has slipped away from me. Promise you'll be by my side, and we'll go off in the dark unknown, where only fools and lovers go to hide. Promise you won't let me go alone.
Cool. So what I did on the EQ, just for those of you, and I still think there could be some extra work done, but a little bit of high, you know, boost here. There's a little bit of 8K here. There's a little bit of 7, actually, believe it or not, just a tiny bit. I cut a little bit of 600 to remove a little bit of the nasalness, and then I boosted a little bit of 200. But at the same time, I'm up to, you know, 75 here, 78. High passing, but then the compression I think is helping a lot.
Even when I'm old and gray, and all my mind has slipped away from me. Promise you'll be by my side, and we'll
Cool. So I'm going to add some effects in a second, but let us get to our next giveaway. So this giveaway is going to be for the free course. This is for, well, it's not a free course, but to win, of course, the David Gnozzi one, the MixbusTV course, which is still available for $37 only for one more day. So if you haven't got it yet and you don't win it, here's your chance. It's only $37. It's on sale to the end of the day, till midnight tonight. Somebody already asked the question, so I want to know what it is. The question is, what are you listening on? What do you reference on? Are you referencing on headphones, earbuds, speakers? And if so, what are they? What speakers are you using? What headphones are you using? What earbuds? You know, it's really, let us know. It'd be fantastic.
even when I'm old and gray, and all my mind has slipped away from me.
Darko's saying Adams A5 and a sub 8. Any chance for another cup of PG? Cross Bonnet says that they're in time for a giveaway. They've been working with the client, got their first mix approved. And headphones. What headphones? Bose headphones, AKG. Focals, Adams Yamahas, KRKs, Tannoys, Behringer Dyne Audio, JBL, Sennheisers, more Sennheisers, Adams Callies, great, good to, and Blue Lolas. Fantastic, Dave. We love that about you. David is using Genelec 1030, said Sticks and Dyne Audios, Adams, KRKs, PreSonus, Bayer Dynamics DT990s, JBLs, Yorkville, M Audio, AKG, Adam, you name it. There's some great stuff here. And so this is to win a free course. And then remember, after this, just before 12, we're going to do our last ones. And our last ones will be, our last one will also be a year membership to the Academy as well. Marvelous. Okay, so DT990s, those are very popular. Lots of Dyne Audios as well. Tannoys, Behringers, Sonys, JBLs, more Sonys, LP8s. Wow, great. Some Callies, DT770s, iLouds, Mackies, great. Okay, so I'm going to create some effects. Oh, I'm going to create some effects here. So I'm going to create, let's create 3 channels here. Now, this should be quite what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a vocal verb, which is short. So we'll call this vocal verb short, and then I'm going to do vocal verb long. And then I'm going to do just I'm going to do vocal delay. In fact, I'm going to do 2 vocal delays. So let's do a second vocal delay here. And we'll call this one long. And the other one short. So I'm going to do a couple of things. First of all, I'm going to grab for the long reverb, I'm going to grab the Valhalla, just because I can, because you know the Valhalla is, we all love that. So we're going to go to Valhalla vintage verb. Okay, and that is going to send from here, from the lead vocal, which will be 2728. We'll make it. And let us have a listen. So I'm going to listen in situ. Thank you for my tea.
Even when I'm cold and gray, and all my mind has slipped away from me, promise you'll be by my side and we'll go off in the dark unknown, where only fools and lovers go to hide. Promise you won't let me go alone. When I'm lost inside my thoughts and all the things that I am not for you, promise that you always know the truth.
I really do love doing these. I think doing these live streams is fantastic. I mean, these songs, we just open them up and we start mixing them live for everybody. It's really important for me to do this. I feel like it's very easy to, it is easy to make a video on how to mix a kick drum or how to, you know, vocal reverbs and stuff like that and film it over 4 hours and edit it down and make it really nice. But you know, I love being able to like experiment in real time and have you guys interact with me. You know what I mean? It's really important. So what I did is I brought this down to 1.42 seconds.
That there's so much more to these simple words and the promises that you always heard. I don't care, just don't let me go. That
You know, I do the live streams because I can, because I'm, you know, I was talking about this at the NAMM show, because I don't have to prepare. We just turn up in the morning and do it. This is what I do every day. After this, you know, we did how many mix recalls yesterday? 4 or 5 mix recalls of Rick Springfield's new album. We did, what'd you do? You printed all of the Carly Hughes' stuff for today so we can do guitar overdubs. What else did we do? We did a lot of stuff. Oh, prepped vocals and comping for an album. It's like, this is all we do every day. So I love being able to do this because it's really important just to go, here it is. We're just going to do this. We're just going to open up a song and mix. No preparation, no carefully, like, you know, I'm not sitting here analyzing it before I go online. This is just what we do. And I think this is life, you know, like Tom says, what's a life? Yeah, this is life. This is how you really work, you know, doing all of the really amazingly pre-prepared, highly executed, you know, where you can tell somebody's doing this more as a business opportunity. The reason why we started Produce Like a Pro, and the reason why I think we won a tech award and why you guys and girls are so freaking amazing, is because we just do it. We get up every day and we figure out, what are we going to do today? It's not so premeditated. I wish it was, because probably sometimes it would be a little easier if it was more premeditated, you know, but it's not. And real-time feedback, yeah. So I like that. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and grab a reverb, a short one. And I don't know, with the short reverbs, I've always preferred, we've always had a good time with the True Verb and Reverb 1 and the R Verb. I'm going to go for the R Verb. This is an old favorite, and I'm just going to go and I'm going to put in a short time, about 3/4 of a second. I'm going to roll off the bottom and the top and do like a little bit of an Abbey Road thing on it. And blah 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 blah, and I'm going to do the same going into the Valhalla. Actually, I'm going to pull off some of that 250 and below just to get rid of some of the mud out of it. Okay. Yep, Mojo says this is premeditated.
Go off in the dark unknown, where only fools.
Okay, so I'm going to use the same input, and that way, when I'm working quickly, I don't need to set up a different bus for the reverb. I'll just control the returns. But
go off in the dark unknown, where only fools and lovers go.
So the 2 reverbs, great question. The 2 reverbs, I favor them. So what I do is I'll have a short reverb for the verses, and when it gets denser, I'll push the long reverb up. So I sort of go between the two, use a little bit of the short and a little bit of the long. And also remember, when you're hearing reverberation on a vocalist or anything, you don't just hear you hear so many different things that affect it. The room you're standing in, for instance, as well as, the room you're standing in is going to affect the way you see it, as well as the actual room they're in. You know what I mean?
Even when I'm holding gray, and all my mind has slipped away from me, promise you'll be by my side, and we'll go off in the dark unknown, where only fools and lovers go to hide. Promise you won't let me go alone, where only fools and lovers go to hide. Promise you won't let me go alone.
Thanks ever so much, Corby. Okay, so I like where that's going. Remember, we're going to do one more giveaway in a few minutes, and we're also going to give away a year's membership to the Academy, so that'd be fantastic. But the other thing that's really, really, they're on separate buses, but they're being sent from one place, Lisa. Okay, yeah, same buses as sent. Thank you very much. The ranting son of rantings of a madman. Well, that's all of us. Oh, by the way, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. Thank you for pointing that out. And hit that like button. I see we have, I keep remembering to say this, 350 people, and we have 263 likes. So please, please, please like. Thank you, Sean, for reminding me to remind you. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. That would be absolutely amazing. Nothing on the Mixbus yet. Nothing on the Mixbus. When I mix through consoles, I just put a little tiny bit of EQ and compression on it. So I try to avoid that. If you haven't, please check out yesterday's video on Cali and SonarWorks on calibration. We had two of the top guys from the company, one of the owners of Cali, and also one of the main guys, Lee from SonarWorks, come in and do that. It was very generous of them. It's great when people give their time and expertise and come in and help. I really appreciate it. That makes a big difference for us that we have these kind of people. Also, there was a discussion we did on the Fact Friday. There's more mixing in the box videos. David Gnozzi, whose course we're giving out, we did 5 days ago, so you can check out him. And just in general, thank you, everybody. And also the Tom Hawkenberg one. It's been a really wonderful video. I'm very excited about that. When we get to talk to some of these bigger guys, as we have over the last few weeks, like Tom of Junkie XL, the Bob Ludwig one is really good. Really highly recommend that video. It's just great to be able to do that stuff. Adam Ayen, Bob Horn, of course. There's just some really, really great people that we get to talk to. And we got some more amazing ones come up. Eric Boulanger, for mastering. It's really, really good. So check all those out. Thank you, everybody. What headphones am I using? I'm using the Blue Lolas. And don't forget that the course is only $37 for David's mixing hip-hop for today, the last day only. Okay, so a couple of delays here. I'm going to use the EC300 for my... doing a pure analog mix, we can. It just takes a little bit more of a setup. Mixing in the box also, I think, speaks to more people because not everybody can do analog. Now, we are doing, we have courses and we have done stuff that's entirely analog. But what I love about doing the mixing in the box in real time in front of you all is it really, really helps. Because most of you are in the same situation where you can buy plugins and use your DAW, but you don't have access to an SSL. That's great. Yeah, you don't have to use mine. Lisa, what are you confused about? Somebody saying they're confused as well. Nothing yet. Both reverbs on the separate buses. So what it is like, no, there's two separate buses, but I'm using one send. So by using one send, it's going to two different reverbs, but then I can turn up which reverb I want. I'm making it quick and easy. There's many other different ways of doing it. If you want it, hi Sheila, you can separate out if you want. Yeah, exactly. So I understand, yes, there's definitely, I love mixing analog, but doing it in the box is going to help more people. Okay. And as Anita says, she doesn't have a space for an SSL anyway. So what I love about this, first of all, it doesn't default to all mix. So remember to flick it to all the way to the mix to 100%. So I'm doing that. This is where we're going to come in. We're going to use it for the duck compression. So I'm going to go and just solo the vocal so you can hear the effect.
When I'm lost inside my thoughts and all the...
So let's make that input 27 and 28.
When I'm lost inside my thoughts.
I'm going to make this the long delay. So let's bring it down to here. We'll use something else for the short delay. Probably the Kramer tape or something like that.
When I'm lost inside my thoughts. And all the things that I am not for you. Promise that you always know the truth. That there's so much more to these simple words and the promises that you always heard. I don't care, just...
Okay, so what am I doing? Up here, it's probably a little fiddly to sing if you're on a small device, but it's enabled dynamics for a duck. So what it's doing is it's ducking it. Every time he sings, it actually turns down the delay. It compresses the delay. And then in between it, it turns up. So have a listen. There is the threshold that happens at, and then there is amount of ducking. Have a listen.
When I'm lost inside my thoughts and all the things that I am not for you, promise that you always know the truth.
Now, I've low passed it and high passed it to make it sound a little bit more old-fashioned, but we can go for warm tape. Let's try that.
When I'm lost inside my thoughts.
What I'm aiming for the delay is just to give it something special, just to make it more interesting. I'm going to use a shorter delay as well. I'm also saturating it here.
When I'm lost inside my thoughts and all the things that I am not for you. When I'm lost inside my thoughts and all the things that I am not for you.
Put it into the track.
When I'm lost inside my thoughts and all the things that I am not for you, promise that you always know the truth. That there's so much more to these simple words and the promises that you always heard. I don't care, just don't let me go.
Okay, I'm digging that. So let's put like a little short delay on it. Now, I do have an Echoplex that we printed for those of you that want to download the tracks in the Academy. You'll hear that too. But let's go and let's get something. We were talking about the Kramer tape. So let's get Eddie's. So we're going to grab Eddie's tape here. Again, we'll just solo the vocal.
When I'm lost inside my thoughts and all the things that I am not for you.
I do love the fact that it sounds good immediately.
When I'm lost inside my thoughts and all the things that I am not for you, promise that you always know the truth.
I love just destroying it there. So
when I'm lost inside my
I really like that. Might want to pull it back a bit in the mix. Let's have a listen.
when I'm lost inside my thoughts and all the things that I am not for you, promise that you always know the truth. That there's so much more to these simple words and the promises that you always heard. I don't care, just don't let me go.
All right, I'm really digging this. Okay. Everybody, I hope you've been enjoying this. Right, so we're going to do one more giveaway, and this giveaway is for a year's membership to the Academy and the free course. So you're going to get both, a year's membership to the Academy and the free course. There's 350 people watching. That's rather wonderful of you. I really appreciate it. If you could hit that like button, that'd be great. We have 296 people hit the like button, so please hit that like button. Love to see it over 350. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. We do this every week. We do these, and it's so much fun to do. Okay, so and you can hit the bell thingy. So subscribe and hit the bell thingy, as Sean says. Very nicely put, Sean. Okay, my last question to you would be, because there's a lot of discussion. I see there's a lot of Reaper discussion. This is an easy one. What DAW do you use? And if you don't use a DAW, what do you record on? So what DAW do you use? And if you're not, what do you record on? I do use Sound Toys. No UAD, no Sound Toys. Yeah, I use Sound Toys. I love Sound Toys. They're all over the place. We've been using it quite a lot. The infamous 2 dislikes. It's okay. It's I talked to YouTube. They call it swarming. The dislikes is the swarming. You get like a ton in one go. It's usually from other. I don't even want to go into it. It's fine. We don't mind. We really help each other out, and that's all that matters. And if it threatens other people, that's their issue, not ours, is it? So what do we worry about? Okay, so 321 likes. Please hit that like button. That'd be absolutely amazing. Thank you ever so much. You all frickin' rock. Tell us what you use, and this is to win a year's membership to the Academy. If you're already a member, which quite a few of you are, you can get an extension, an extra year, or of course you can get a whole bunch of free courses and all kinds of stuff. I'm very, very excited for everything we've been doing here. You all, guys and girls, all absolutely rock. Thank you all for your support. Let us know, what is the DAW you use? This has been really, really great. I think we might do one more on this one to finish it up. We need to do the backgrounds, and then we'll be done. I mean, this is super, super easy song in many respects and difficult in another. So if you're a freshly member of the Academy, don't forget to download these multi-tracks and try them. It would be absolutely amazing. Excited. We're going to be filming. We're not going to do a live one, or maybe we will on Friday, because I don't think we're leaving till a little bit later. I'm not sure. But we are leaving to go to... when are you filming on Friday? What's the time, Eric? 12. So maybe we'll do a live one. Maybe we'll do like an hour live one. If not, we're just going to have to film this week's Feedback Friday beforehand, because we're going away on a 3-day family vacation, or 2.5 day. The song is called the Owl Song, OWL Song, and the band is called Me and the City. Oh, Ben Watman has an old tape machine just like the one Keith Richards used on Jumping Jack Flash. Lovely. Reaper, Cubase, mostly. So tape, says Bert. Wonderful. Cubase. Nuendo, Cubase. I'm going to face up because I know I'll get you sick or come. What do you think? Okay. Who won? Nay, C Benthal. Well, congratulations. You won a copy of the course and a yearly membership. That's okay, Ronnie. We are wrapping up though, unfortunately. We're having a 2-3 day vacation just to go and see the snow, so the kids can see the snow. You've been absolutely amazing. Please, on your way out, don't forget to close the door. No, please hit the subscribe. Oh, thank you, Eric. Can you contact me about February masterclass? Eric, well, can you contact me, because I don't know how to get hold of you, and I'm about to go to Tim Pierce's house and record. So just send me an email. Send me an email, or you can send it to support at producelikeapro.com. We do mixed reviews inside of the Academy. Yes, we do. Okay, you all, guys and girls, all absolutely not coming to Canada. No, we're going up into the hills, into the mountains here. So thank you ever so much. You all rock. What's the main specs of your main recording Mac? I don't remember. It's pretty old. We're about to upgrade it and max it out a little bit more. Have a marvelous time recording and mixing, you all. I thank you ever so much. You all are absolutely wondrous. Thank you. Have a marvelous time, and I'll speak to you all again once I find the right window very, very soon.